Everyone has used a calculator, but have you ever wondered how it actually works? For day 3, I challenged myself to build one from scratch using Python, and what seemed simple at first quickly got complicated. Let's get into it. So what I'm going to do is just run the app and show you guys what it looks like. I run it there and this is what it looks like, just a basic plain calculator. I then went on and made test cases that I should run. So first of all, the basic operations like plus, minus, division, multiplication and all that. So I'm just going to test out like maybe 2 or 3. So 8 divided by 5 is I think 1 point something or something like that. That one works. 7 times 96.4 is equals to, I'm assuming that one works as well. Someone should just check if this is correct and let me know in the comments. Same thing with division, same thing with minus, and obviously same thing with plus as well. That one works. So let me just check plus right now. That one works. So this one works. The next is the decimal ones. So 0.2 times 6 is something. Yeah, that one works as well. So we can just check this one out. The next is divide by 0. So if I try that, it's just going to default that to 0. That one works. And obviously I'm just going to test out the backspace as well. So let me just say if I type in a number, I then put backspace, it works as well. And this is the one that was actually complicated, but obviously during this code, we're just going to build it together and just see how it works. Right now, I'm just going to show you guys the code and explain how everything works. In terms of complexity, I'm just going to say this one is medium because it's not basic, but at the same time, it's not advanced. If you have a basic understanding of Python, it should be quite easy for you to understand. To make this easier, I'm just going to divide this code into 3 sections. So we have the initialization and configuration part, then we have the main function, and then we have how the buttons are displayed. In the initialization part, we just import customtkinter, and obviously we just set the display and how it looks. This one is in charge of the actual display. So when the text is more than a certain amount, we just reduce the text size. I'm just going to give you an example right now. So if I just click 55555555555, you can see how the text size are decreasing, depends on how much text is in the display area. Then we move on to the main function. This function looks harder than it is, but trust, once you understand it, it's just basic arithmetics. So how it works is that, okay, so first is this button. So when we click on C, just basic, reset everything, just set everything to none. And then when we click on plus, we get the current number, convert that current number to a float. A float is just basically a decimal number. So 8.0, 8.1, any number like that has a decimal point is a float. We then set that current number as the first number. We then get the operation and then get the history. The history is just the first number plus the operation. So for example, if I say 2 minus, this then becomes the history. And once we get the history, that's what we display. So how it works is that when I write a number, we get the current number, then we get the operation, and then we set this as the history, and then we display this one. After we display that, we can then move to this operation, which is equals to operation. It's going to make sense after I'm done explaining it. Okay, so when we click on this equals to operation, which is this one, how it works is that we get the current number that we're typing in, which is the second number. We then convert that into a float and then store it inside this one. And then the result is going to be the first number that we tracked in this part, in this else if loop, plus the second number, depends on the operation that we're carrying out. And then we set the display. And then once that's done, we can then reset everything back to none and no value. So just for clarity, all of this works pretty much the same way: plus, minus, division, addition, and multiplication. Quick pause before we continue. If you're enjoying this video so far, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the month. And also, if you want to know how to access the code, you can just click on my profile, click on the GitHub link, and then you can scroll down to 100-projects. You click on it, and then there you're going to be able to access any project you want. Let's get back to the video. Finally is how the buttons are displayed. So the buttons are made up of lists. Inside those lists, there are lists of tuples that actually carries the values being displayed on those buttons. So for example, number 7, we can see that number 7 is the first one here. In row 1 and column 0, 8 is row 1 and column 1. And that's how it's displayed on the screen. And then we now use a for loop, and obviously inside those for loop we access each of these tuples and we display them. If you want to know more about tuples, just let me know in the comments below and I'll make a video about that. So just to summarize, these are the configuration parts. This is the main function that does the addition, multiplication, division, and all that. And this is how the buttons are displayed. I'm just going to show you guys how it works one final time. So when I click on number 8, we track the first number that we clicked on. We then track the operation, and then we now track the second number as well, and then we now use the correct operation to actually do the thing. So yeah, but if you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe. Project 3 is done. Let me know what projects you want to see me do next in the comments below, and as always, I'll see you next week.